All right, everyone. I'm here with my good friend Shane Church. He is one of the
What's up?
founding members of the SBA, which is the Southern Bigfoot Alliance. I've known quite a few of these guys for a number of years. I've known Shane for I don't know at least 5 years. Shane,
Yeah, I think so. Something
at
like
least
that.
yeah, at least 5 years.
Let's
I'm
see.
thinking
Probably four and a half, something
four and a
like that.
half. Okay,
I know the first time I ever went out to do this stuff ever, was when I met you
okay,
out at Sam
okay,
Houston.
okay. So yeah, everyone. This is Shane. Shane Church, man. He's a good dude. I'll let him tell you a little bit about himself and tell us what got you started in this, Shane.
I've always kind of wanted to see one of these things since I was a kid, and I watched this is the classic thing everybody says. Watch the Patterson Gimlin footage, and either they thought it was fake or it impacted them, you know, immensely, like it did me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I think it regurgitated when Monster Quest started up, and I watched that whole series, and I was like, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
How am I going to get into this? I got to find like-minded people. And you talk to people, and all they do is laugh and snicker. And, National Geographic says Bigfoot's not real. Whatever they've been watching and how they've been coached.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it wasn't until after I met you guys in JRG and all. It was JRG.
Yeah.
So you and I went out.
Yeah, I was kind of in the same boat. I always had an interest in the subject. For me, I didn't even know they were here in Texas, really. And then I heard that they were in Texas. I heard someone had a sighting in Texas, and I was like, man, they got Bigfoot here in Texas. I thought that was like a Pacific Northwest kind of thing. And I had joined Facebook, and shortly after that, I don't know what made me look for like Bigfoot on Facebook, but I searched it and I found it. Man, there was a whole lot of groups. I was like, oh shit. So that's pretty cool. Then like the first person I met was Lupe, face to face, and so that was pretty cool, man. Yeah. So yeah. Tell us about some of the things you've been up to lately. What have you been doing? And
lately, me and the other fellas, we kind of check, which is now Red Timbers, is what we're calling it. This area. We started off in Squatch Creek, which we do still check that, but the area is kind of expanded out. That came more apparent December 6th, that weekend of 2019. Brian was out there, and Dustin and I were in Falk.
Okay.
And I remember Brian sending us some pictures where something, and you can see it on our group page, where it was running, and the right foot was turned in or pigeoned or deformed. Anyways, the stride was beyond human stride, and the gap between the stride increased, so that kind of told me and everybody else that it's probably picking up speed, probably running after something. I don't know, but I know that area is usually about 12 to 18 inches of water. It's kind of swampy marsh, and for it to be dry enough for him to run through there, I mean, it's like he probably went into the mud and it just engulfed the foot as he came back out.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of looked like to me. But that's been going on. Just been checking Red Timbers. When you find a hot spot or a good spot and you keep checking it and you keep checking it, you're either going to have like lots of things that are going to produce out of it, or you're going to it's a chance thing. And I think that's kind of what we have, since we're not living right by it and getting out there as much as we can. It's not all that more than likely we're not going to find nothing.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to convince me. I can't just look at an X or a fallen tree and say that's Bigfoot and that's it and that's how it is. I try to, but that's a learning process.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Let me ask you something.
Yeah. No, I was going to ask you. It's like every time when you go out, or at least like when I go out, it's like like I said, it's a process. It's a learning process, and you get to it's almost like you dismiss what you see also, which is a good thing. And that's one thing that I learned to do. Because I'm not gonna lie. When I was green, I had no idea what I was doing. I was taking my
Mhm.
kids out there, letting them run around, let them run.
I remember.
Letting them run down the trail, and you know,
You were taking pictures.
yeah, man. I'm taking pictures. Hey, where'd my little one go? My little 12-year-old's running around somewhere. She's up the trail somewhere.
Yeah.
And I was dumb, and then I started realizing more and more about these creatures, and so yeah, it's definitely you learn a lot, as you go on, and it's you're always learning something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when, let's see, was it spring of 2018 when that was the first round of tracks that we were able to cast.
Mhm.
And that was from a lead that Brian picked up on from another totally away from this subject Facebook page.
Yeah.
So the following June we go out there, and I'm looking now. My mind is kind of set on these like 16-inch tracks, and they were good tracks because they were in like that red Oklahoma sand. It wasn't dirt. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It really was. It's like I couldn't ask for anything more.
Yeah.
In doing this. And so in my mind, I'm thinking that's what they're going to look like. Well, Kendall and I get out there, and we're kind of in that area, and we walk past the 20-inch track like 3 times, just because we just didn't see it.
Yeah.
And the way, and then, was it 45 minutes later? The sun kind of changed position.
Mhm.
Brian showed up, set up camp. He got out there. We were walking. He walked right. He just kind of looked back at it and just went, "What is that right there?" And I was like, "No way. There's no way in hell that thing's that big." And then we casted it, and when you pull that cast and you start brushing off dirt, then your mind goes crazy.
That's pretty cool. You have any idea how long that cast was there? I mean, how long that footprint was there? Or
I think that footprint was there for a while because it wasn't on the main part where all the animals travel.
Okay.
Like the 16-inch tracks were, because if you step there, those animals are going to obliterate those tracks in like a couple of days probably.
Okay.
The traffic on that thing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this was more up on the bank.
Okay.
And the ground was cracked.
Mm-hmm.
And it was June. So we're thinking, spring showers came in, it stepped, made a good track. Summer came and just kind of,
Yeah.
You ever seen that? What was that movie? Rango, the lizard, when he's like out in the street, and he just like the sun just.
Oh yeah.
He just kind of just shrinks.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's what I can think of. Yeah. And then what was it? January of 2019 was crazy because it was the first time that both of those track leaving creatures were together in the same area. And that's like, yeah, they're probably together, or they're a unit or something. I don't know. But we came out with some good tracks out of that one too.
Loop is watching. He said, "Hello, you beautiful son of a guns."
What's up, Loopy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Posting all that great food on Facebook.
Yeah, man. I don't know how much he weighs.
Making me hungry.
Yeah. Yeah. So like sort of shortly after you got like involved in the subject, and you started going out, what keeps you going out? What keeps you motivated and
because even though I have cast right here,
mm-hmm.
and Brian recorded some great audio out there near Broken Bow. I still have to see one.
Yeah.
I have to see it.
Do you think you've ever been close to one or reasonable distance?
Okay, here's a good thing and I didn't really think about it until after I started hearing more encounters from other people and stuff. When we went out there, and it was spring of 2018 when we were out there the first time, and those tracks were fresh, man. Those were fresh tracks because no other animals had stepped in them or anything yet.
Right.
And we went down the creek, and Brian and we went down pretty far, and this was weird because everybody's had anxiety before.
Right.
You know what that's like.
Yeah.
And you've had your heartbeat before or whatever, running, whatnot. this was the most intense combination of both of those things, anxiety in my heart, when we got into this area, and I stopped and I was like, I think I got to get out of here. Brian's looking like, what? I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get out of here, man. Something's not right with me right now. And he's like, all right. So we got out of there, and as soon as I left the area, about 5 minutes, it just went away like it was never there. So was I in the midst of something that was putting off something and making me feel that way? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the only time in my whole life that's ever happened.
Yeah, that's happened to me twice, and I think I told everyone, I think I told everyone the story about that, where I left my recorder, on the ground one time, and then it happened to me shortly after I got back from Houston. Well, I'm back from San Antonio back to Houston, and I went up there. That happened again here recently, maybe it was last summer for sure, but yeah, it's only happened twice, and so I don't. Yeah, it's hard to explain, what happened. Is that your gut feeling, your instinct telling you to back off, or is it something, like I said, put something off, and trying to ward you off,
it wasn't like I saw something and I'm trying to recollect. This was like an actual physical thing happening to me.
Yeah,
that's never happened. Only, and maybe it was in my head, but I don't think so, because I was so focused and really wanted to see what just made those 16-inch tracks, which, and mind you, broke off a fresh green branch break at 8 foot 10 inches in between the second and third step. So that was also giving me a little perspective too. I don't know if that's true, if that's how big that creature is. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But a green branch is kind of hard to break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can go out front and grab a brand new tree and try to break it.
Yeah, you'd be lucky to bend it.
I don't think so. Yeah. But it's like a clean snap.
Yeah. But here recently, me and my daughter have heard branches break. This girl went out there. I should probably never go out there again with me. She heard branches just snap. So that's pretty crazy. How these things how these things can break these branches pretty easily. Like you're saying. So I got a whole lot of questions here for you, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What about your trip a long time ago with Jacob, when y'all heard that dogman encounter? Didn't you out there with Jacob in some? It was right outside like a residential neighborhood. Y'all went through this.
Oh man, that wasn't. What was that? Episode 2 something of Dogman Encounters, and I listened to that and I was like, "Hey man, wait a second. I know where this is.
Yeah.
I can figure this out," and I did. I actually figured it out. I actually talked to the witness, the kid that was on the show.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I met Jacob, and that dude is crazy.
But crazy in a good way.
No, yeah, this is the guy you want out there with you, looking for something horrible that wants to eat your face off. You want.
That was the first time you met him. It wasn't at Foul.
Yeah. No, we did that before Foul.
Okay.
So we even got the witness on the phone, and we're out there, and he kind of guided us to where the den was, and we were recording it. And after you listen to the episode, you can visually see like where this thing came down the creek at him, and you could turn around and like say you were going to run because there's an opening to the neighborhood. It's not just an open neighborhood. Yeah. It's like a wall. Isn't that kind of weird? It's kind of like a wall, fenced-in area, and then one little opening to the neighborhood. And as you run towards there, just like the guy said, there's a pole with a sphere that has a camera in it. And when the dad tried to get that footage, they wouldn't let him have it. They said the cameras were down or broken. When I went up there, they looked like they were working to me.
That's pretty crazy.
And there's like 3 cameras, I believe, in that park.
Yeah.
So there was multiple angles of what was going on.
Huh. And none of them worked, huh?
Yeah, nothing works out here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, we did that a couple of times, and then Jacob went out there by himself before.
Yeah, I think he took his buddy out there. Yeah, he told me that story too.
And he always goes fully armed. When I met him, he had a leather bracelet made out of 45s, man.
Yeah.
and I brought a machete.
Do you have a pistol yet?
I do. I have one that I've inherited from
Okay.
an in-law at one point. I take it with me.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always take a pistol. It's a 45.
Oh, dude. When we and you went out to Sam Houston,
yeah,
and we had that block in the middle of the week where there was no people, and there was no people out there.
Yeah.
Camping. There wasn't. Damn, I don't think anybody was out there.
Yeah.
Except for the guy that showed up Thursday night. It was the hunter.
Yeah.
I believe he looked like he was ready to hunt.
Yeah.
Remember, he had all the stuff in the back. He had a stove and an ironing board and stuff.
The rocking chair.
Yeah, rocking chair. That night was crazy.
Yeah.
Because me and you were just there was all kinds of stuff going around us. But no, that was Wednesday night when the hunter showed. Because that's when he left real early Thursday morning. Yeah. And because I heard him slam his truck door and start and take off. And then after that, it's when I heard knocks in front and to the left and to the right of me. Yeah. I was tripping, dude. I'm not lying. That was my first time doing this. And I was like,
yeah, and then you were in that little tent at that.
Yeah, I was in that little taco roll, man.
Yeah.
Like they give you at elementary school. About that. So I was just like, oh my God, what am I doing? That was my first experience, so that was pretty good, dude.
Yeah, it's a pretty good experience for your first time, man. Yeah.
Yeah. It solidified a lot for me of what I've been hearing from podcasts.
Yeah. It's one thing when you hear people talk about like the wood knocks, and you go out there and you experience yourself, and you experience at that level, so many of them. Not just like one, and then because I remember the first time I heard a wood knock, I'm like, is that what I heard, or what the hell was it? And you start hearing them in succession, like, holy shit,
You're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
And then you just feel like this flush, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in my little tent that'll defend me from bears.
Well, it wouldn't defend you from a rabbit. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was good. That was good times, though, man. That was good stuff.
Yeah, like I told you too, we need to get out together. I still want to go up to that place in Canyon Lake that I told you about.
Yeah, yeah. You want to do that next?
Yeah, hopefully. I got to contact the guy again. I don't know if all this coronavirus stuff is going to affect anything.
I know.
So we'll see what happens. But if we don't do it in April, we'll do it in May. Or if we don't do it in May, we'll do it in June. But I don't know how far out this is going to affect anything.
Either way, man, it must be done.
Yeah, it's got to get done.
And I'm in.
Okay. Yeah, because it'll probably just be me, you, and him. Maybe one other guy. But me, I don't like taking a lot of people. And then
that's probably the best.
And then on top of it is private property, and so it's like 26,000 acres. So it's a nice piece of land.
Yeah, since all this COVID-19 stuff's been going on, it's been like, man, I kind of got to stay home. I can't go off and have fun with all my teenagers. They'll be gone in 5 seconds if they see me going somewhere. So I've kind of crammed my schedule full with just things I don't know if you ever heard Kurt Stanley's visual from 10, 12 feet away. Anyways, I've been working with him, getting as many details as I can, because I'm going to try to, render out and flesh out something it's not going to be exactly what he saw, because I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So kind of trying to do that forensic sketch artist stuff.
There you go. Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, for you guys that don't know, Shane, man, he's a great artist.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to see some of his work. I know you'll share from time to time on Facebook too, some of your work. So you do a great job. It's awesome, man. You're awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up my Sasquatch sculpture I was working on, since I have time to do that.
Yeah.
But I've been also helping people with sending me pictures, videos, that sort of thing. Hey, I see something here, and then I make some adjustments, and then it's kind of nah, that's not what I thought it was. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's you have to do these sorts of things, so you're just not a yes man to the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Whatever's out there is it,
You know. Yeah. Picture evidence is always I think the hardest thing to ever prove because
Yeah.
Unless you get something, I mean, that's as clear as a Patterson Gimlin film, you're not gonna ever really convince anyone, and
It is tough.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I've been my buddy in Arkansas. I'll just say that he sends me. He has an area, and he sends me pictures by the loads, and I have to separate them into night and day, and like there's all these logistics to, And he has some pretty good. I'm not gonna say it's like a full pristine, beautiful picture of exactly what we're looking for, but he'll have stuff like a really great picture of like something touching the camera, like a thumb.
Really?
And you can see the hairs coming off, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, and he puts his cameras up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you get stuff like that. It's like, wow.
Okay, because I know somebody else in Louisiana. He's got some pretty good pictures too, but he puts his down on the ground. So
no doubt.
Yeah,
I think you should do some on the ground, some up high, and then pictures, and then cameras that are watching those cameras.
Uh-huh.
And maybe cameras that are watching those. Maybe you just do like this big circle thing to like no matter what, whatever camera gets touched, they get film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like no way out of it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that too. Is there anything that, as far as techniques that you've tried, whether they worked or not, they just tried? Like one of the things that I've done, which someone told me to do, and I'll never tell anyone to do it. I think it's pretty dangerous. At that time, we went out by 4-notch. I had that stupid dog whistle. And I was blowing it. Where we got that growl. I was asking about that growl the other day. Yeah. That's what I was doing.
I'm still looking for that audio.
Yeah.
It has to be somewhere.
Yeah. But remember that growl? And it was like, I remember you were on the phone. I was standing behind you. I'm just blowing it. I blew it like 4 or 5 times. I put it in my pocket. That's what I put in my pocket. That's when we heard that growl. It was me, you, and Ernie. And that growl was.
That was not what I expected to hear down there.
Yeah, because I remember you just turned around and you slowly looked at me like, "What the hell was that?" Like, holy shit, man.
I know exact time that was because I think I posted on the SBA page. There's lions, tigers, and bears in Texas, y'all, or something.
Yeah, I think I remember you doing it.
Yeah, because that was wow.
Yeah.
And I think I just hit record.
Yeah.
And set the
record.
So I know I have it, and it has to be in the very, very, very beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. So, even though I talk about that day, I tell him, well, man, don't do it, because whatever it was, it didn't like that dog whistle. At least I think it didn't like it. And so. And then that was the same night I put those little glow sticks out too.
Oh yeah, I always like doing that just because I'm secretly a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just fun. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not get something to come up and mess with something?
Yeah.
And watch it move, get the chills. That's part of it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
The thrill, the chills.
Yeah. So, like, besides Bigfoot, do you get involved in anything else, like Dogman or any other kind of cryptid reptilians? Or
as far as reptilians go, like I read Blackburn's book. I thought it was pretty cool. I think a lot of it is Bigfoot.
Yeah. Okay.
But that doesn't like say that there's no reptiles or reptilians of any sorts. Now, Dogman, I'll listen to stuff here and there on the Dogman because for some reason, dude, it gives me the willies.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. There's some really good episodes that are like, man. Yeah. I don't want to run into one of these things.
I know. Because at least as a kid, like even when you watched King Kong and he's destroying everything, you still fell in love with the monster.
Right.
It was just kind of like, the kind of ape kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't fall in love with anything on The Howling. Or American Werewolf and what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't. There was no. I don't know how to say it, but
yeah.
I just wasn't feeling.
Yeah.
But I have to listen to it because some of the stories and encounters are just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
like nightmares.
Oh yeah.
And then you like try to put yourself in their shoes. You're like, what would I do? What you don't know. You don't know what you would really do.
No. I mean, what could you do really?
Unless you have like Tourette's of the trigger finger and you get lucky or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I remember when we were in Falk. I can't remember who asked Jacob. Did this affect you any? When you saw this creature, he goes, "Man, look at me," because he had 2 guns and a big knife. Yeah. He says, "Man, look at me." That's how it affected him.
This dude had so many knives on him. I was afraid if he fell down that he would like hurt himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His knives had knives.
Yeah.
And they did. I was like, oh my God, do not miss. Don't get near a magnet. Jacob was always ready. But whatever he saw, it didn't. I think it really did do a number on him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think it did too. And I think it does a lot of people like that. But back to the dog band thing. Have you yourself seen any kind of tracks or? I guess that time you and Jacob went out, but
yeah, we went out. We saw it looked canine-ish, What he used to pour in there to cast the mold, it wasn't good stuff. It was like some kind of rubber, and it had rained quite a bit, so there was a little water. It was just not the right way, or not the right way, the right time, I guess, to get a good track. Unless you like built a dam around it. Okay. Get some tiny beavers to go over there and build a dam.
So what do you use when you do your tracks?
Okay, so this is something that Brian kind of came up with, or maybe he used it during his fencing, years. You get 6-7 inch wide flashing. Okay. You put it around the whole track. And you clip it. You give it some space.
Right.
Give it some good space. You clip it. And you push that in slowly, right, and then you mix your plaster. And usually we've got to mix. I get the DAP. Have you ever seen that? DAP?
Okay, yeah.
That's what I use.
Okay.
Everybody kind of uses something different.
Yeah.
And we've even mixed them, and they're fine.
Okay.
And we mix those together as many as we can, and we start pouring in from the edge, and it kind of just fills it in. And this is just a theory to me, but if you've got the flashing around it and you're filling it in, you're getting a nice thick frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
kind of reinforces it too.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, but the gravity of liquid, it goes down. So I always assume that it's really going to fill it in, pick up the details, as best as you can. And
well, I mean, you the tracks that I've seen from you, I mean, man, they're as nice as any other tracks I've ever that I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
So, that's just how I don't know. And then you have like a nice little round frame around it, and just like extra protection.
Yeah.
Because once you cast them and take them, they're irreplaceable.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
What's one of your favorite casts that you yourself have or found?
Oh God, dude, it's this one right here. Actually, can you see that?
Not really.
Not really.
Okay, yeah.
That's probably not the best way to do that.
Yeah.
Now I'm upside down. Anyways, there's a video, and it's on our welcome video when we welcome new members, and it shows that was me filming the tracks, and I zoom in across the creek where it like punched through the bank with its left foot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we casted that. That's my favorite track because it's like 1, 2, 3. It's like almost like 5 or 6 tracks in one because it's showing movement of the toes going through.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, going
through the mud and the rock and stuff, and you can see like where one toe might have stopped a little bit and then kept going.
Okay,
it can't be fake.
Yeah,
it just can't.
Yeah.
And it shows that mid-tarsal hinge with the first hits the heel and then the heel pops up.
Mm-hmm.
And that, because it only leaves an initial little print.
Right.
And then right there where it bends in the middle of the foot, all that's what pushes through the mud.
Okay.
So it actually really backs that up.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
So I've never seen anything like it. Yeah. I look at it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to see it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah, I've seen the video. Yeah.
No, you got to touch it and look at it and really look at the side and go, what the hell? It would like stomp me to death. I would die.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Did you
Crush
step in that? I guess you stepped in that same area. Did you leave any kind of an impression, any kind of footprint?
Oh God, barely anything.
Really? Yeah.
And I'm not some little skinny dude. I would at least weigh 240.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't. I jumped up and down in that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Where I found my little 8-inch tracks, I stood in that same sand, and I mean, I barely left an impression, with my foot, And these were little bitty prints. These were 8-inch tracks, So, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think these things they're pretty dense creatures. I think they got a lot of weight behind them.
I'm fascinated with the little prints too. I think those are. We did find little prints on the bank in Mountain Fork River, and followed those down the bank into a little clearing that went right up to a persimmons tree.
How big were those tracks?
Oh God, they couldn't have been. Oh my God, they couldn't have been 5.5 inches or something.
Really?
It almost looked like it was like an animal you would notice, but man, they were way off. I have pictures, but the pictures never do that great.
No, yeah, they don't do it justice. Yeah.
And we were very green then.
Yeah.
Super green. And we just weren't prepared. And
but
what was interesting is further down the bank, there's what we call a rock bar. It's made out of all white rocks.
Okay.
And you remember when you were a kid and you played on the playground and like step on those little rocks and the pebbles that they would have with the slides and stuff?
Yeah.
And your feet would kind of sink and you try to take off running.
Yeah.
Well, what was funny is just shy of these little tracks on this rock bar, which directly across the rock bar up that mountain area, back in '96, there was a encounter from a hunter. He had an encounter. And it's in the BFRO database. But that's what we call that up there, Camp 96. But anyways, it's like something, because we've gone up that hill, that mountain, that ridge. We've gone up it, and you can see big gouges of something. I don't know if it was going up or coming down, but Jacob was there too. Anyways, the point I'm getting at is the rock bar and correlation with what you would do at the playground as a kid is something ran across that whole rock bar in like, I don't know, 5 or 6 steps, huge gouges, same stride. And it's like it was running across the rock bar to that bank where we found the little bitty print. So I don't know, is it like a big one going to get a little one? Hey, get over here. I'll go down that bank. I don't know. I don't know. But it was very interesting. And when you find two things like that close together on the same day, that stuff kind of adds up.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a friend just south of San Antonio, and I can't remember the state park that's right below where she's at. She's right down the road from it, really. There was a sighting there a few years back, and matter of fact, one of the guys that me and Jeremiah are going to talk with later on, he had a sighting in that same park. It was off the Medina River is where it's off of. That's where the guy had his sighting. So she doesn't live too far from there, but she's heard like screams. She's even seen like what she described a big black creature that moved like a cartoon. That's exactly how she described it. She said it moved like a cartoon. But she came out there one day by her truck, and she found a little 3-inch track, 3 inches. She was like
3 inches.
Yeah, and she was like, "Who's leaving their kid out here walking around?" And she lives out.
Nobody.
Yeah, she lives out in the country, and like her neighbors aren't exactly like right next door. I mean, they're down the road, and she's like, her closest neighbors have teenagers. She goes, "I wonder if they had a party and someone's kid wandered off from them." Or,
oh my gosh!
But yeah, it was a 3-inch track, and she told me, she goes, "Joe," she goes, "it looked very human. It wasn't like it was anything else." She goes, "It was a footprint, a small child's footprint." So yeah, it makes you kind of wonder about that. I think no, it wasn't Palmetto State Park. Lupe asked if it was Palmetto State Park. It's south of San Antonio. That's Palmetto's before you get to San Antonio.
South of San Antonio.
Yeah, Palmetto right before Bucky's off of Luling, which I've been to that one. I don't know if you're familiar with that area where Luling's at.
I've never gone. I mean, I've passed through there.
Yeah.
I didn't stop to take off my coat or anything.
Well, you didn't stop at Bucky's then, I guess.
I'm kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Bucky's, but
Oh, yeah.
I've kind of seen enough.
I've been to 8 Bucky's, but who's counting?
There's a bunch of them.
But so like, where's some of your favorite spots to go to? I know you like, your area, but do you have any areas that you really?
My other area I like is when I go hang out with those fellows in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Because they're I don't know, just where they're putting the cameras and stuff. I mean, the amount of game that goes through there is crazy. There's tons of. I could live out there.
Yeah.
So something's messing with their cameras, and it knows there's cameras out there, and it's like it doesn't care.
Yeah.
But it's really not getting picked up. So actually, Arkansas, the whole Falk area, Mercer Bayou, man, that place is not only magical, but.
When are you guys going out there again to that area? Because I really want to go out there with you guys. I went out there the first time we all went out there together.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I really want to get out there with you guys.
Hopefully soon, man. I mean, we went out there December 6th, and like that was that weekend. And then Monday, and then Tuesday, Crabtree was calling us because he wanted us to help him put together the big camp out, the Falcon Monster big, camp out.
Okay, yeah.
Which we did, and I think it was successful. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it out there, but I really enjoyed doing the marketing aspect, I guess, for it. And it turned out, I think it had a good turnout, and it was a good cause.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Shoot, man. You know what? It doesn't matter as long as you're out there. What's the worst? You're out there camping.
Yeah. Oh, and I love camping.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to get into this, you better love camping.
Yeah.
That's it. You better love it.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're going to be doing until you come across something. Yeah. And you have to be patient.
Yeah. That's what I tell everyone. It's kind of like fishing. Sometimes you go out there and, man,
there you go.
You go out there and, man, you're getting bites all day long. Sometimes you go out there and you're not doing nothing but enjoying the scenery. And there's nothing wrong with that either.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's pretty close to fishing.
Yeah.
I like that. But definitely Falk, Arkansas. Oh man, Shelly Alston, her property. It's in Mena, Arkansas.
Okay.
And her property leads right into the National Forest.
Okay.
And she has some pretty good stuff to talk about as far as her property goes. That place is cool. I think she's having a conference in September.
Okay.
But you ever get a chance to go out there? Yeah, she's a cool lady too. You know what I want to get into though is I need to get into some Texas spots because I just been camping in Oklahoma for years.
Yeah, well, yeah,
don't get me wrong, I love it.
Oh yeah, like one of the other places that I really want to hit this year is like the Davy Crockett, which there's got a lot of activity there, but no one goes there, no one researches that. Now everyone's going to be there now when they see this, but shit, man, they hit the Davy Crockett too.
Why is it you think that? Just because it doesn't have a lot of notoriety, or what?
Yeah, I think so. It's something no one talks about, but there's plenty of reports coming out of there, even from other researchers, they go there, they have good luck. Who was it? I don't know if it was the Ragsdales or not, but they've got some pretty good vocals in there. It might not be the Rock, it might be from Don. It might be Don. He has some pretty good vocals from out of there. But
and that's another one too. Is the Ragsdales? They have a good spot too.
Shit, yeah, man. Yeah.
Those guys are in some weird. That's some weird stuff going on out there. It looks like it, man.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. They know their stuff too. They actually found some 8-inch tracks not that long ago, right? Not in the same area where I found mine, but not too far. A few miles away. What were you doing? Leaning?
I'm trying to get my cat, man. He's fixing to do something bad.
Oh, okay.
Hang on, let me get out. You want a cat? Would you like a cat?
No,
Okay.
I'm not a cat person.
Sure. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I wasn't until about 9 years ago, and I was forced upon me.
Um,
I'm not going to say any names.
yeah. So, what do you got planned going up this year?
Okay, so we're definitely going to be, going back to the trackway areas that we've been looking at. That's we just have to. Like I said, I kind of want to do a few Texas things. I want to get back out to the area called Bison. That's what we just call it.
Mm-hmm.
It's in between Ho Chi Town, Smithville, Low Water Crossing. You should go out there. It's anything. I mean, anything can hide out there.
Yeah.
So we got that going on. We're trying now with all this virus stuff. We really want to do a youth event again. There's been two, and it's time for another one. It's fun. The kids have fun. Cast their own tracks. Wearing headlamps, running around the woods at night.
Mm-hmm.
Got a bunch of midgets running around out in the dark. A bunch of headlights. Just something to see,
Yeah.
But the kids have fun, and I don't know. I think it's just a good way to meet other members and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's just a good time, And
that's one thing.
Go ahead. That's one thing I was going to tell you too. Besides looking for Bigfoot, and like I said, the worst thing that can happen is camping. But also, man, you meet some great people in this field. We really have. I mean, you and I wouldn't be friends if it wasn't for this thing.
Sure. Yeah, I would never know who you are.
Yeah, yeah. Lupe too. I would have never known Lupe if it wasn't for this thing. And you, man, dude, I love you like a brother, man. I do.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
I feel like I've gained a lot of great people in my life now. Like, I really, I enjoy everybody, man. Yeah, you're good people. You were like one of the first dudes I ever talked to, so it was me and Joe. Well, at least to me it was, because I was new.
Yeah. So yeah, man. This is a great thing that's happened to me. One of the best things.
Yeah, I agree.
Getting to meet so many people and going out, with them and just
a common interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of opinions.
Yeah. That's Speaking of that, one thing I want to touch on you too. And one thing I don't do is I don't make fun of anyone. I probably did in the beginning. I probably make fun of a lot of people. Probably dismissed.
Well, I make fun of you guys all the time.
You do? Me too. No, but I'm talking about like when it comes to like cloaking and jumping through portals, and I've stopped doing that because I think there's something to be said about that. I don't know. I still don't think they cloak. I don't think they jump through portals. So if it's not that, then what are people seeing? What are they experiencing? Because some of these people who talk about the stuff aren't what we would say are crazy people, or sometimes you classify them as crazy hillbillies, and they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's something maybe that
something
the mind,
else?
Yeah, like maybe like the mind does to them, or they're seeing something totally different from what we're looking for?
I'll say this, man. Like, I can't say they're not doing that, and I can't say they are because I've never seen it. When you have a number of people that say these encounters and there's something similar, there's a similar aspect to all of it, like just a little bit of that, and like 1% of the people combined, there's got to be like a little bit of truth somewhere in there to that. There's something solid. Maybe it is paranormal. Maybe Bigfoot is paranormal too. There's haunted woods everywhere. There's other things in the woods. People claim to see sprites and
orbs, right?
Yeah, orbs and I was listening to something the other day, and it was talking about the little people, and they just look like little Native Americans.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no telling what's going on out in the woods.
Yeah. And a lot of these woods are rich in history. Yeah.
And I'm like you, dude. I've kind of gotten to where, like, I'm not going to poke fun or say anything bad about that because I wasn't with them. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know them either. So
Yeah.
They saw something.
Yeah. And like I said, in my opinion, just my opinion, people out there, don't get mad. I think it's something that either like our mind is doing to us to protect us from that trauma, or they're seeing something else other than what Bigfoot is, something that, like I said, it might be something paranormal,
I mean, think about Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
That place is a mecca for insanity, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you've got Chestnut Ridge.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch any of those?
Yeah. And what's that one place? The something triangle. It's like a swampy area. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, I know what you're talking. It's
Yeah.
not the Bermuda Triangle.
No,
you're talking about something else.
Yeah.
You're talking about I know. I've heard this.
Yeah. But it has triangle in the name, doesn't it? Isn't it something triangle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. These places, some of these places just have some weird stuff going on for whatever reason. People talk about the ley lines or what have you, which I don't.
Oh yeah.
I haven't done a lot of research into that either. So I'm not going to.
Well, I think Joe, for me, man, like just looking for this guy right here. that's enough for me right now.
Yeah.
And whatever else decides to go, hey, I'm gonna show this guy this too.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I saw this too.
Yeah. So for right now, for you, it's one mystery at a time. Huh?
Yeah, and I figured that I'll stumble upon other stuff as I'm uncovering what I'm uncovering.
Yeah. So on that note, do you have any interest at all, like in paranormal or UFO research, doing that kind of stuff, or like I said, if
me personally doing it, no. Yeah. But will I watch stuff about it? Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah. The UFO stuff. That's man. Especially was it last year when the Navy started coming forth and saying,
"Yeah,
come on, hello."
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get any more real than that.
Yeah. I like that stuff too. And me personally, that's what I want to start doing. Going out, my friend Sean, that's what he is a paranormal investigator who's now become Bigfooter. He's a Bigfooter. He's a Bigfoot researcher now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just shortened the name up now, guys.
You just made up something.
I just made up a new word.
It's gonna go viral.
Hey, I'm gonna copyright it. A Bigfooter. But yeah, he kind of stumbled on to doing this stuff, and it's funny. He's actually gone out to the Sam Houston and he's recorded EVPs.
See there?
Yeah.
You don't know what's in the. What was that show I've been watching? The Woods Are Haunted. I think that These Woods Are Haunted. That's a pretty good series. There's 2 seasons, and it's not just Bigfoot. Although the Bigfoot stuff is great.
Yeah.
Some of it has like the real audio, the real, you name it. But some of it is haunted or demonic, or where they've had satanic ritual practices and whatnot, witchery going on out there. You don't know. Yeah. You never know what you're walking into when you're in the woods. Yeah. We were walking out in the woods, dude. It was thick. You couldn't barely see the sky, but there was a whole bouquet of funeral balloons in the middle of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And they were laying on stuff that could probably pop it. None of them popped. Where'd that come from?
Yeah. Yeah, I've come across I guess you call it a homeless camp, a hobo camp. That was kind of freaky,
I bet.
And we walked through it. It was me and a few other guys walked through it, and it was creepy. But there was no one there. But you could tell people were living there, or had been there. Yeah, I mean, that was good. They had tarps set up everywhere, going from tree to tree. That was a wild thing. Yeah, to come across that in the middle of the woods. It was like a community.
Community.
Yeah. So you come across all kinds of things in the woods. I think.
Mm-hmm. There's no Model T parts found out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you just never know.
Yeah, and there's a one picture that floats around on Facebook from time to time. That old car sitting there, and the trees got growing around and going through the bumper and stuff like that. Yeah.
How long is it? How long has that car been sitting?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you don't ever know. So yeah, as far as people saying they have seen, whatever, cloaking, I can't say, hey, you're wrong and that's it. And there's no such things.
Yeah.
Because I'm out in the woods looking for a big, hairy, monster man creature,
primate.
relic hominid.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Who am I to say?
Yeah,
anything?
you're crazy.
Anyone
Yeah.
else? Yeah, people tell me I'm crazy all the time.
So what do you think about the acceptance of Bigfoot, uh, like as for, like, in general by the people? That
I think it's turned around a lot because when I started working where I work, I have a sticker on the Jeep, and people are going to ask you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because usually they kind of
Yeah.
But one dude just like in front of all these guys, like, "Hey man, you ever found Bigfoot?" I'm like pouring a cup of coffee, and I'm like, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But he was very accepting, and two other people there the same week. I showed them the tracks, and I brought them to work. I didn't take them inside.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get fired. Start a frenzy.
Yeah.
But they actually went out there and looked at him, and like were putting their hand next to it and taking their pictures, and like they couldn't believe it. Yeah. So I think it's way more accepting these days.
Yeah. Yeah. Something crazy that funny that happened to me was my old job before I moved to San Antonio, where I worked there for 15 years. So it was a small shop, like 15 employees, 16 employees. So everyone there knew that I was into the Bigfoot, thing, and they'd make fun of me and stuff. But it was all in fun. But off the side, they would kind of pull me and ask me questions. And one of my buddies is the one who pulled me aside one day and asked me about coming to see his friend's property in Conroe because he found his dog ripped in half. I don't remember that story or not. I don't know if I tell you that story.
You did tell me about that.
It's like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, where his dog was ripped in half. So we had at that place, we didn't have salesmen. We had people who like sold printing, and then they would come to us for us to do the printing for them. We were kind of like what was called a wholesale printer. One of our customers came, and one of my coworkers yelled at him, "Goes, hey, Freddie, don't talk to Joe. He chases Bigfoot on the weekends, And Freddie kind of looked at him like, made this weird looking face to him, and I was like, oh man, now Freddie's gonna come and give me a hard time. And he came up to me, and I was working. He said, hey Joe, can I ask you something? I said, yeah. He goes, do you go out looking for Bigfoot? I said, yeah, I do. He said, okay. He said, man, he said, that's cool. He said, I had a cousin that lived out in Indiana that did that. And I said, oh, okay, yeah. He goes, yeah, he used to go out all the time looking for Bigfoot. He got killed out there. Because he got killed out there. I was like, what? He goes, yeah. He got too close. There was a down power line, and he touched it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he got electrocuted. But yeah, he told me that.
Horrible. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't funny, but him coming up to me and asking me about that and telling me that his cousin was in the Bigfoot. But yeah, it's funny, man. If you talk to people, you'll come across someone who like they either believe or they've had a sighting or someone else has had a sighting of their own. So I think it's the belief in it is out there, and whether or not people want to come forward or not, it's a different.
Oh yeah, because I took these tracks to a friend of mine. Totally was like, man, there's no way. I want to hear it. This is silly. There's just no way these things exist ever. So I brought these tracks over here because I actually have these two tracks are in sequence. It's the same track line. And I was like, all right, man. I put them out in front of them. And oh, those are fake, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, let's just put that on the table right now. Let's say someone made a big stamp. They could stamp the Oklahoma red sand in January during a wintry mix weather. Everything's cold. That sand is hard as a rock. Let's say they can stamp it in there, right? Boom, they stamp this one. Then they stamp this. This is the same because it's the same foot. It's the left foot. We're going to take this left foot and we're going to stamp it in that bank. We're going to have to really push to get it in there. Okay. He's like, okay. And so I take the one that's more flat and I put it next to at the same angle. And I go, then why are the toes on this bank cast curling? And he was like,
yeah.
He was like, maybe they could, be real.
Yeah.
I was like, get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was so adamant about there's no way. There's just no way. No way in hell. Yeah. Okay, man. I don't think so.
Yeah. I've taken a guy out there with me one day. Um, he's part of my ex's family, but he was like, these things don't exist. They're not even real, you know. Shit, when he went out there that one day with me, I mean, we heard wood knocks, we heard howls, we found those the 5-inch tracks, you know. I mean, he was just white. He was ready to go. He was ready to go, you know. And we found those tracks in 2 different creeks. Both were 5-inch tracks, you know. And dude, you've been out there the same as before. Who's gonna let their kid run around out there barefooted?
Oh, no way.
You know, you know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So yeah, when he saw those,
not even the hilliest of the hillbillies do that. You know, I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. Oh man! But seriously, running around just like what we saw on the bank in Mountain Fort. There is no reason. There's just no sense. And that kid would have had to have been dropped off at this part of the bank and then let it run down the bank. And the river's deep right there. I mean, it doesn't gradually bank into the water on this part of the river. It's almost sheer. There's no way in hell he's going to let their kid go frolic, you know, pick you up in 10 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. So I'm with you, dude.
Yeah.
People aren't dropping their kids off to run around the mud. For the most part.
Yeah.
It depends on the area.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're not doing it out in the middle, like where we go, you know. They're not gonna, you know.
I'm not talking about Lloyd Park over here, Joe Pool Lake.
Yeah.
You know, where you pay admission and camp 10 foot away from your neighbors or whatever.
Yeah. Have you heard of any sightings like in the strange areas, weird areas that you wouldn't think would be a sighting that you can remember? I probably should have. Yeah.
I can't really say. I do think that. I know. I can't remember anything that just triggers that.
Yeah, maybe the closest will come would be the one you and Jacob went to, maybe right next to that neighborhood.
Oh no, that was strange. But you know what? That day we went out there, I thought it was about just impossible, right? Like, there's no way. This is crazy. Until I looked on Google Maps and really watched where that 10-mile creek runs into, and it goes and it connects and it goes, and it connected right into Cedar Hill State Park, which, you know, it has plenty of woods to hide something, and there's a water source because it runs into the lake. So I was kind of like, I think that's when my brain was starting to trying to put pieces together. But for the people that live in the neighborhood, they probably think this thing just emerges out of the woods every night from like right there, you know?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't that thick.
Yeah.
It's just a deep cliff creek.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I tell people too. I think, especially like out in the hill country in the San Antonio area where there are sightings, man, there's plenty of creeks and ravines, and even the rivers and stuff. They got steep banks, so anything can use that as cover, you know, and move around.
Yeah. You could be 10 foot and walk down these damn creeks over here.
Yeah. And nobody would ever see anything. Yeah.
No. Especially if you're like creeping and crawling or whatever. I mean, no one's gonna notice.
Yeah.
Except for that guy that's out there fishing in the creek, and he goes to tell the story, and no one believes him.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have you heard someone saying that they're fishing in the creek and they hear noise up above them? They look up and one of these damn things is staring at them. They're probably like, "Shit, that's my area you're fishing in, buddy."
Exactly.
Yeah, so, all right. So we're running up on an hour here. I didn't know if you wanted to maybe give advice to people, man, about going out. Maybe some newcomers, let them know,
Patient. Try to be with someone. No, I mean, I don't recommend it to do it by yourself because you never know. Find some groups, join some groups, because there's a lot of great groups now that with a lot of great, posts and interactions going on. not just ours. I'm in other groups, Texas Bigfoot Rangers, all those guys. I try to be in as many. I mainly focus on the south part. So, like, if you're in the south, focus more on the south, unless you're going to travel north a lot or whatever, or the middle part. You know, pick your spot. Try to find like-minded people and meet up with folks. That's what Joe and I did. You know, it was just one day, just like, hey, look, I'm going to Sam Houston National Forest. I was like, I'm going to meet you out there. That was it.
Yeah, they got your information right there on the bottom of the screen if they want to get in touch with you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you have any sightings or encounters you want to report them to Shane, it's right there too. You know, Shane's
I like to clear up photos, and I do video work. I kind of do everything that the Adobe Creative Cloud has software for. I'm like right in the middle of it. I try to be. So I accept any challenges. And, you know, if you got a bad picture and you just need a little bit of cleanup or whatever, I'll be more than happy to help. I'm not going to charge you. I haven't been doing that. When I first started doing this, I did a charge for a couple of logos, and then I was just kind of like, I have a job and I can just help people. So that's my offer.
Good deal, Shane. Good deal. Thanks for coming on with me, buddy. I appreciate it. You know, we need to do this again.
Yeah.
And when I get ready to go out again, especially out there by Canyon Lake, man, for sure, I want you to come with me.
Oh yeah, you gotta let me know.
Yeah. I'll
sure.
Them again. I'll see if this affects that time and date. If not, it'll be in mid-April. You know, and I don't know if it's going to affect you, either. So we'll all get together.
Yeah. I'd like to bring the kayak out there.
Yeah. Yeah. He actually has a house right on the Guadalupe River. You know.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He does have a canoe. I know that. You know. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know if it's big enough for all three of us, but he might be able to use it because that's the reason why
I can bring my kayak.
Yeah, we couldn't go any further because he didn't have the kayak, so we had to cross on foot over the river.
That's what I like about him, man. You can, man, like in Falcon the Swamps.
Yeah.
The cypress trees. I was just going riding.
Yeah.
Oh, like a snake.
Yeah.
It's super creepy in there. Yeah.
Steven says you're good at doing those things. I guess he's talking about the Photoshopping. Oh, not the Photoshop.
Oh, thanks, man.
But,
thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we'll end it here, and I know we'll be in touch again. You know, we keep in touch regularly.
Yeah.
You know, I try to send you as many memes as I can. I hope I'm doing a good job with the memes. You know.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening and joining us, and we'll be seeing you again later on. I'm gonna get Bobby Garza on, I think, next weekend. He's a good dude too. So.
Wait. One more thing. If you want to join, you want to come check us out. Check out Southern Bigfoot Alliance on Facebook. You can join us. You can join other people. We try to ally with everyone. We're trying to figure this thing out, and the boots on the ground, the better. So you're going to meet some good people. With all these groups that are linked, you're going to meet some really, really good people.
Yep. Well, all right, everyone. Thank you. You'll have a good rest of your day, and we'll be talking to you later. And we'll keep in touch, Shane. Okay.
All right, man. See you
right,
later, dude.